Hello class, and welcome to 5.6b Factoring Polynomials Part 2. Today we're going to focus on decomposition. Last class we did what was called simple trinomial factoring, where a was equal to 1, but for decomposition you got to be careful here because a does not equal 1. So we have to do things a little differently. Okay? What we have to remember is that decomposition is used when there are three terms in a trinomial form where the exponents are squared, 1, and 0, which means the form ax squared plus bx plus c, where c is the constant. That means it's exponent of 0, because remember, x exponent 0 equals 1. Okay, just wondering if you know that. But remember that a does not equal 1. So the two things we have to do differently is, one is we're going to decompose or split the middle term into two terms. And you have to remember that when you multiply the product, it's a times c. So p equals a times c when we're doing our margin. And then you're going to factor by grouping. So you're going to find a common binomial. Okay? We did do this in grade 10 and in grade 11, so hopefully you're close to mastering this, but I know it's a tricky one, so we're going to take our time and make sure we've got this figured out. All right, first of all, it says factor completely. Always look to common factor first. Can we common factor first? No, it recognizes it as a trinomial. So what do I know here, folks? Product equals a times c. I'm going to write that out so you get the hang of it. So it's going to be 3 times negative 2, which equals negative 6. Okay, and our sum is negative 1. Okay, so what two numbers sum to negative 1 and product to negative 6? And you should get negative 3 and 2. Okay, so what we're going to do is split the middle term. Doesn't matter which one you put first and which one you put second. It's just going to, if you're working in pairs or in a group, if you put the other one ahead, you're going to collect a different binomial first. Okay, I'll show you what I mean by it in a second. So leave the first term as it is. Split the middle term. So for me, I'm going to go minus 3a. I'm just going to use a different color. So you see this? So minus 3a and plus 2a and minus 2. If you were to combine these two terms, you've kept this equation balanced because they do equal negative a. Then what we're going to do is called factor by grouping. So you look at the first two. What's common? A 3 and an a. So you take out 3a. What's left over is a minus 1. Look at your last two. What's common is a plus 2. So what's left over? A minus 1. Now you do, once you've got your factor by grouping, collect your common binomial, which is a minus 1. And your leftover is 3a plus 2. Just for argument's sake, guys, say, I'll just box that answer, okay? Say you decided to write 3a squared plus 2a and minus 3a. Say you put those two middle terms in a different order. Just going to show you what it looks like. Okay, so in this case, what's common in the first two? We have an a, so we're left with 3a plus 2. What's common here is a negative 1, so you have 3a plus 2. So see how you're just collecting the other binomial, folks? So you'd have 3a plus 2 first times a minus 1. So it doesn't matter if you're working in groups as long as you arrive at the same answer, because that's the same as the other, because a times b is the same as b times a. All right, let's take a look at example 2, or B. Can we common factor out, ladies and gentlemen? No, because we've got 2 evens and 1 odd, so 2 can't go into 5. So we're off to do our product, which is a times c, so 2 times negative 12, which equals negative 24. And our sum equals negative 5. Okay, what two values do we have there, folks? Okay. Hopefully you realize you've got negative 8 and 3. Okay, so you're going to split that middle term. So you can go 2x squared minus 8x plus 3x minus 12. What's common in the first two terms? I have a 2 and an x, so I'm left with x minus 4. And what's common in the last two terms? I have a 3. So I'm left with x minus 4. Just remember, when you're seeing what you have common, you should make sure that your brackets are the same. So we finalize this by going x minus 4 times 2x plus 3. Great. All right, let's move on to some harder questions. You might need the calculator for some of these. Okay, looking at our first question, can we common factor anything out? Nope. Okay, so our product equals A times C, which is 60, and our sum equals 17. Okay, do some mathematical work here, and you'll notice that it's 12 and 5. So it's going to be 6x squared plus 12x plus 5x plus 10. What's common in the first two? 6x. So we're left with x plus 2. What's common last two? A 5. So it'll be x plus 2. So we got x plus 2 times 3x plus 5. Okay. And that's your final answer. Last one. See if we can do this here. So taking a look, ladies and gentlemen, can we common factor anything out? No. So product equals A times C, 4 times negative 9, which is negative 36. Sum equals negative 9. What are our two factors here? This one might have taken you a little bit of time, so hopefully you got negative 12 and 3. Okay? The factors, the more you practice the factors, the easier they're going to come to you, if you're wondering why I can come up with them so quickly. And the fact that I've got an answer sheet in front of me helps. All right, let's factor out what's in the first two. Hopefully you see there's a 4x. So you're left with x minus 3. In the last two, you have a plus 3, so you're going to have x minus 3. So x minus 3 times 4x plus 3. And there we go. Let's take a look at our second page. Now our second page just says, remember to look at common factor first. I've been asking you that all along. And once you factor the first time, look for other types of factoring to be done. So let's take a look. Factor completely. Also, it gives you an indication that you might have to do more than one factoring. Okay, so let's take a look. What goes into, we can do a common factor here. What goes into 15, 25, and 10? Well, that's 5. So what we have left over after we divide everything by 5, you should have 3a squared plus 5a minus 2. Okay? Do you think we can do a product and sum without doing this? Actually, no. We'll keep it simple. We'll keep going with it. So product is negative 6. Sum equals 5. What two numbers you're coming up with? Hopefully 6 and negative 1. Put that on the side margin. So you got 3a squared plus 6a, oops, sorry, a, not x, minus a minus 2. Now for here, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm going to have a bracket and bracket, I'm going to make this a big bracket, okay, and then say, hey, what's common in the first two terms inside my bracket? 3a. So what's left over? Sorry, I don't know why I keep doing x. It should be a. So we have a plus 2. And what's left over in the next one, negative 1 is common, so you're going to have a plus 2. Just notice you couldn't do a minus 2 because it wouldn't be the same. Okay. Final answer, 5. A common binomial is a plus 2. Leftovers, 3a minus 1. Which creates 3 factors here, guys. Okay. All right, let's try B. Again, looking to common factor first, we can take out a 2, so we're left with a squared minus a minus 6. This is simple trinomial factoring. Hopefully you figure out your factors are a minus 3 and a plus 2. Again, if you need to do this, product equals negative 6, sum equals negative 1. Your factors would be negative 3 and 2. All right. Example 3, factor by grouping. Factor by grouping won't look like it's in the form of a trinomial. So it'll be easy to recognize, and you look for a guess. Common things in the first two and common things in the next two. So common factor first is m. So you got x minus y left over. Second one is you got an n. It's going to be x minus y. Notice that that's a common binomial, x minus y. And your leftovers, m plus n. Try one more here. Give it a try yourself, guys. See if you can do it. So after you've done it, you should be able to have x plus y times x minus 3. Last question. The volume of a rectangular box is modeled by the expression given right here, with the height of the box being the shortest distance. Okay? Determine the dimensions of the box such that the length is the greatest, then the width, then the height when x is greater than 1. So first thing we need to do is do some factoring. Okay? Is there a common factor we can do with this? I'm just going to actually write the question out first. Okay, then it's down below here. So we're going to common factor out. I can't factor out a number, but I can factor out a variable. So I'm going to factor out x. Okay? And so I'm left with 2x squared plus 17x plus 30. Now I'm going to take a look at that, and I'm going to have to perform decomposition. So product equals 2 times 30, which is 60, and my sum is 17. Hopefully you recognize those numbers as 12 and 5 since we did them earlier. So we're going to have, split the middle term up, remember? So we're going to have plus 12x plus 5x plus 30. Leave the x out front, do a big bracket. What's common in the first two terms here inside the bracket is 2 and x. So we're left with x plus 6. And what's left in the second two brackets is 5 and x plus 6. Big bracket at the end. We're getting through this, guys. Although it looks hard, it's not that difficult. So we're going to have x plus 6, and our leftovers is 2x plus 5. All right. So now we need to figure out which one's the biggest expression. Okay? Well, this looks to be the largest. Okay, when we're taking a look at our dimensions. We know that this is the smallest. And this is going to be medium. Okay, so we just have to relate back to what the question said. It said that the length was the largest, so this is going to be the length. The width was the medium, so that's the width, and that's the height. So all you need to do is say, therefore, the length is 2x plus 5. The width is x plus 6, and the height is x. Okay? So just ask for the expressions. It didn't ask you for the length, so you don't need the units there, okay? All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, here is your homework, page 104, numbers 9, A, B, C, D, 10, 11, 12, and 16. Have a great day, and see me for any extra help. Ciao, Bella.